So it's been a while, but here we are, about 2 years in with the Supernote, and I wanted to just point to a couple of the new features that this now presents, because they're super good at updating the firmware. They stick with this product and don't just roll out new hardware and make sure that you get the best for your product. The things that they have done to this is astonishing. It's a different device to the one I bought initially. It can do so much more. It's so much more flexible. And it will also be worthwhile comparing it as well to the Amazon Scribe, namely this device, which is similar in size, as you can see, but has its own strengths and weaknesses, but it's nothing compared to the Supernote. The Supernote is the Rolls-Royce of these devices. Anyway, to just a couple of the features to begin. I'm using Voya's MDO, My Daily Organizer, which is the best, I think. So initially, worthwhile pointing out here, they've completely changed how these sidebars all work. You can put them on the side, bottom, top. The page numbers and page flicking through is in a different place, and you can double tap it away. I turn off all recognition on the screen, so if I'm doing this, I'm not going to change pages at all. When you're using links in books or even through different documents, you can go back to the very start or just back one step. The new pen. This is the Heart of Metal 2, the, oh goodness, what was it called, the Samurai or something? It's, well, I'll get the old one and you can see for yourselves the difference. So, take off the lid, you can see that it's approximately the same size as the old one, the Heart of Metal. It's a little bit larger than the new one. Little bit longer. It's about the same weight, I'd say, but you can see perhaps this is ribbed in the old one, this is smooth, and the nibs, well, this is where it's fascinating for me. This feels different on the screen. I can't tell you how. I think I have to press just a little bit less in order to get it to register. The doesn't always work. Here we are. The erase with 2 fingers option is terrific as well. That's another new addition that's come. Goodness, what else can we mention here? This has changed drastically. Crucially now, you can add, certainly in notes, hyperlinks, which is for many a game changer. So if I go to one of my documents here, let's go there. So now we're in a note file, and notes now also have the fascinating possibility of being recognized. So you just got to load the right one, but if I click here, the text that's in there isn't at the moment, apart from one that's going the wrong way. It'll be OCR'd or recognized, and you can copy and paste into Word and so on. Anyway, here's a template I just picked up from the Reddit discussion group. And if I want to go to any of these books, as I'm writing on 2 Corinthians, let's go to Margaret Thrall's commentary, probably the best on 2 Corinthians. I just click on it and hyperlinks me straight to the PDF scan that I did. And there we have it, the complete screen. And if I want to just go to the back, to the next, it's all very fast and responsive, and of course I can write over it as I will. So you can create in notes like a table of contents for whatever you want to read. I find that terrific. What else can be added here? This has all been changed. So last open note, last open document, you can flick between the two. So that will take me straight back to the note that I was in. And that will of course take me back to Thrall's commentary on 2 Corinthians. This is really useful. If you're reading and you want to make notes, you just boom, 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 straight back. It's a great way to study, a great way to use this for academic work. Recent files, of course, very useful as well for slightly more complicated procedures in that regard. And tremendously fast and responsive. There was a massive update, from what do you call it, a kernel update? I don't really understand what that means, but they basically reworked the software from ground up. And a couple of people did videos on this. Voya was one, and pointed out just how snappier it was, and the writing speed was fast enough to rival remarkable, which is quite astonishing what they've been able to do. Obviously, calendar has continued to be updated. I'm not going to click in there obviously because it's got personal information. Mail, all of the options have continued to be updated in one way, shape or form. But for me, what makes this the standout device, one I just want to use continually, isn't just the feel of the writing with this beautiful pen, and the nib, the ceramic nib with this screen, I just find beautiful to write with. It's not that, it's the functionality of this device that the Supernote team have continued to develop over the last couple of years. As I said at the start of this video, this just continues to get better and better. The things that I can do on and with this device is it way outperforms other devices in my view. For what you get a device that they will not plan to make obsolete. They planned obsolescence. This is a phrase I've learnt from the Supernote team. It isn't their style. They want to make this last years and years, and they invest their time and energy in making the firmware, the software basically, work to its maximum capacity. They listen to the users and they incorporate all kinds of new ideas. Screencasting is about to come. All kinds of issues are in the pipeline. And I find it absolutely exhilarating to follow. They're a really great bunch there as well. I mean, just this, I find this brilliant. If I need to go to a document using the hyperlinks, there we are. Isn't that awesome? And I've done this, of course, for work, for my various meetings. I'm not going to click in there. Personal information, prayer related ones as well, where I can just click to different notes and documents and Bibles. For my academic work, you've seen the that particular one. Terrific stuff. And I know this isn't everybody's thing, but you can also create templates to your heart's desire. This is a really crappy template, I own up to that. It was done with my hand drawing on this. I did a screen capture, used it as a template for roasting coffee beans, but it's useful. And I have roasted a lot of coffee. This is the device I use for that. So I'm 2 years roughly into using the Supernote. Maybe not quite 2 years, but getting there. I am delighted with this product. The Heart of Metal 2 pen is good news. The original Heart of Metal was a little bit temperamental. This feels a lot firmer, a lot more reliable. Time will tell. For those of you who are considering whether to buy this or not, I highly recommend getting it with the leather folio because my old blue one quickly became detached here, it's threadbare. And I'd also recommend getting some kind of extra protection for when you're putting it in a bag. Something like this. I think this is for 11-inch devices. Just keeps it going longer. You see, the team at Supernote want to make it last long, so I think this makes sense. We'll just try and make sure that it lasts as long as possible. Well, oops. I won't say any more in this video because I wanted to just do a brief comparison with the new Kindle Scribe, and I will do that in the next video, but just so that you can see the two side by side. Here they are. Slightly different size. This has its strengths for sure. A beautiful screen, backlit, and we'll come to some of that in the next video. But if you had to have one, it's a no-brainer. The Supernote is far superior. Anyway, I hope this video is useful for those of you who are thinking of purchasing one of these devices. I absolutely love these things, and I've spent too much money, I must admit, in the past. But this is a good investment that will last you for years. So much here. Not planned obsolescence. This is something they plan to invest in going forward. So it's a good buy.